What's up, y'all? It's the Rogue Royal crew. We are back at the studio. We're recording a podcast episode...
Six or seven.
Podcast episode 6. We're back in the saddle. We've been out. I think we talked about it about a year ago. We were out. We do the ND Country Fest tour every year, the Your Town tour. We've been back on the road. This year, we've been out with Neil McCoy. I don't want to say Tracy Bird. That was last year. Neil McCoy and Frank Ray, who's become a good pal of ours. Frank Ray, he's a Stony Creek recording artist. He has a new track, Miami in Tennessee, coming out this Friday, April 18th. We're going to bring him in on the pod here. So I'd like to introduce y'all to Frank Ray. What's going on, Frank?
What's up, amigos?
How's
everyone doing?
It's good to see you. It's been a couple weeks.
I know, man. I know, dude. I was getting used to it out there in the Dakotas.
In the throes of North Dakota.
Yeah, man. I was actually just looking at some videos last night. We had this label thing. It was really cool. But I was, telling people that I was out on the road with Neil and then I was just kind of showing videos and stuff like that because I was like, man, in North Dakota, like I was driving around through there, you wouldn't think like there's nobody here. I don't even know if anyone's going to show up to the shows, There's no one in the entire freaking state, it feels like. But then they come out in pockets, man, and that's what I think was really cool. And so I was just kind of showing people that they were kind of just taken aback by, the kind of turnout and stuff like that. I said, they ain't got nothing else to do up there, man. So
that TikTok video you did when we were out in Fort Yates, I think. We were out in the middle of nowhere. Fort Yates is 45 minutes south of Bismarck. So we're out in the middle of nowhere, and Frank shot a pretty funny TikTok video. It was like one of those, something like, if you buy me a coffee if this or something like that.
First one to bring me a cup of coffee gets $100,000.
It was more to show the lack of
humans
in the area.
The lack of people that were just, in the immediate vicinity, and it was just kind of cool. And I just happened to be watching a YouTube video of those guys that hold up a sign on the college campus, and they make some ridiculous offer, like if you bring me some mac and cheese, warm mac and cheese, you'll get this, new Apple Air, MacBook Pro, whatever the hell it is, and then the kids on campus go crazy, and I just thought it'd be really funny to do something in the middle of fucking nowhere. And I just thought it was cool, man. I don't know, it was just crazy. And that video got a lot of love. People thought it's different, man. Like I go out and like promote my music and stuff, and that always seems like an uphill battle. But you just go and post yourself being like a jackass, and that people tend to gravitate towards that the most.
Well, we were kind of talking, before we jumped on here about, being an artist and nowadays, and also having to be a social media content creator as well, on top of just being an artist. But like, you've had some pretty funny videos. Like, I think the first video we really saw was the one out at the festival last year with the cow. Salem Sioux, right? That video was hilarious. But it's like you gotta be clever in doing stuff like that now. It seems like if you really want to promote your tunes.
Yeah, man. But it's also so crazy because like the amount of retention is fractional, right? So you got to get them like within the first 0.02 seconds, right? Like,
yep.
Or they're out, and it's just the craziest thing, man. If you look at anybody, look at your analytics and stuff, and it says most people checked out at 0.03, seconds, and I was like, it's just crazy. I didn't even know that you can get it down to the fraction like that.
Just as fast as it shows up on the screen, pretty much,
Yeah, and it can get frustrating and disheartening because it takes a lot of time and effort to put, to edit these videos and stuff like that. And then after a while, you're just like, what am I doing, man? I'm supposed to be writing songs for a living,
It's fun for us, though. We've been doing this ND Country Fest tour for I think 3 or 4 years now. And but for anybody who doesn't know, we do production for the tour, and then we're the opening band. So the cool thing for us is we get to hang out with guys like you, meet you, and listen to your sets every night. So it's like you really get to see what the band's all about, and you got a really cool band and a really cool sound. You got this track coming out on Friday. By the time this drops, probably next week sometime, the song will be out. You want to just, talk about the tune a little bit and kind of let everybody know what to expect, and then maybe a little more about your music and what everybody can find when they find you?
Yeah. Well, I also first just want to say that it's been awesome hanging out with you guys, man, watching you guys work, and then like put in that much time and effort, and then play your asses off, and then still somehow, by the grace of God, have the energy to party afterwards. I'm like, who are you? Like, it's absolutely unreal to me, man. So, and we're also very grateful that you guys help us, get stuff up on stage and off the stage. And so that's not lost on me. And I appreciate you guys' hard work. And like you mentioned, I feel like we became really good pals because you just connect with people that are good, man. And y'all are that. Y'all are good people. But in regards to the music, I mean, y'all seen the show, and if anybody listening, I encourage you to come check out the show and and see what it's all about. It's fun. It's high energy. It's like we try to just have a party, and I think the music, although I love to write the sad bastard songs, I'm really good at those too. I kind of have a tendency to try to keep the party going, keep the vibes up, show people a good time, and my new song does exactly that. I think it's a cool vibe, and being a Mexican American in the country music genre is kind of stick out like a sore thumb. You know what I mean? But it's also, I think I take that as a huge responsibility to kind of represent my culture and to bring my flavors of what the Latin culture brings to the table, and try to integrate that into country music in the most authentic way possible. And I think this song does a good job of that. It really does blend both worlds. And so, like I told people yesterday, on the surface it's just a vibe, it's a party thing, you'd think Miami, but underneath all that, it's really it tells a bigger story about really trying to blend the two worlds together. And everyone's always saying like country music is changing and stuff, and I've been saying it for years. Also, people keep saying that as though it's just like like it's headed towards something. I said, it's fucking changed a long time ago. You know what I mean? Yeah. It changed a long time ago. And like, you ask anybody, I don't think anybody knows what country music is really anymore, because there are all these little subgenres that exist. And so I was like, well, so if it's already done changed, I just want to add to it a little bit. And I said, so that's kind of what we're doing with the song, man. And it's tough because you got to convince everyone at country radio to want to get behind it. But that's kind of what my whole meeting was yesterday. Hung out with a lot of folks at the label. Got to, I'm the same label with, they just signed Blake Shelton over there too. So I got to hang out with Blake yesterday a little bit, and Gwen Stefani. And I was like, God, Lee, she's gorgeous in real life.
Yeah.
But no, bro, it was really cool. And like, but even seeing someone like Blake just there at these, meetings, you could be an established artist and you still got to kind of do the dog and pony show and go and get people excited to play your new song. Like, that's what it is. And so it's just, I just feel it's a little tougher of a challenge when you're trying to, put that Latin vibe in country music. You're going to get a lot of pushback, but shit, I ain't afraid. Yeah.
That's what it's all about, man.
Lots of percussion. Yeah. That's very good. Speaking of partying, Frank, remember when we were talking about singing some Creed together? You still down for that?
Let's go.
Absolutely, dude.
The Corn Palace.
Corn Palace is not ready.
The good thing, too, is you don't even need to know the lyrics. Just Scott Stappy,
That's right. It's gold.
That's going to make my life.
Let's do it, man. Absolutely. Let's do it.
Which one? Higher?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's gotta be higher, dude.
That'll get
It's
the
like-
crowd going.
Higher in the
That's
corner
the
palace.
nebulous.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it, boys. I'd love to come up and jam out with y'all.
So, we haven't really talked about it out on the tour much to this point yet. I'm just kind of a little curious about, because I know you're in Nashville now, but like what was the process getting to Nashville? You're not Nashville native, are you?
No, God, no. And really, I'm here. I mean, I love Nashville. I do. But you know, it's kind of one of those things where if you're really trying to kind of get into mainstream country music, it's like the lottery, man. You got to be present to win, sort of thing, right? So that's kind of what always led me here. But I'm originally from New Mexico, and I was a police officer over there for 10 years at the Las Cruces Police Department, and but you know, long before that, I was singing. I've been singing my whole life, man, since I've been in diapers, and it's just always, it was always the dream. But when you dedicate 10 years in law enforcement, you kind of lose sight of that. And so I kind of put it on the back burner and just didn't think anything of it. But anyway, I guess the long and short of it is, like, I did eventually get an opportunity to really consider leaving my job in law enforcement, and I took it. I was just like, I'm going to try this. I'm going to go all in and just go balls to the wall and see what happens. And I was independent for like the better part of 3 years, and recorded a song, an outside song called Tequila Mockingbird, and somehow it found its way onto the New Boots playlist. I mean, I know how, but I don't. It's a long ass story. But it found its way onto the New Boots playlist on Spotify, and somebody in Nashville, the VP of A&R, her name was Sarah Kanabe. She was with Broken Bow at the time, Broken Bow Records, and she was listening to that playlist, and she heard my song, and she was like, we know everybody who's coming through, you know, and the fact that you kind of slipped into this playlist under the radar, it's just, how did that happen, you know? And I said, the cartel, woman. What you talking about? It's a very influential organization, I said.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
No, but
that's cool.
Yeah, it was actually through the help of John Marks, who was like the guy who cultivated, you know, that whole thing over at Spotify. And he was just a champion of mine, and he gave me a shot, and he just liked my story and thought it was cool that I was chasing my dreams, and he liked the song, and he was like, I want to help you out, and he put it out there. And so Sarah Kanabe was really impressed by, you know, our ability to kind of get into this world, and then I started talking to Broken Bow for the better part of a year, and then in 2020 they offered me a deal, which was crazy because I signed my contract, and then the following day they're like, hey, we're shutting down all of Nashville, like it's COVID, you know. And I was like, but you guys got the contract, right? And I was like, yeah.
Oh man,
gotcha, bitch.
Crazy.
Signed, sealed, delivered.
Yeah, that's
it was great. But anyway, so that in 2020 is when, like, you know, obviously we were all trying to figure out what we were gonna do, and my manager had already moved up here with his family, because he was like, well, now we got the record deal, we're gonna have to be in Nashville. And that's when it kind of became real. And my wife and I kind of just looked at each other, and we sold the house, and we packed up in the middle of COVID and moved over here, which was kind of a blessing in disguise because there wasn't shit going on, dude. So we really just took our time getting over here. We weren't under the gun for anything, and it was really cool, man. So yeah, September 2020, we packed up and we moved over here from New Mexico, and we've been here ever since. And it feels like we're going to be here for a little bit longer.
You know, I just had my second kid. She's almost 7 months old now, so it's the dynamic of doing the music thing and raising a family and stuff. It's interesting, huh?
It takes a strong partner to make this thing work, dude. Like, it really does. You got to have someone who is cool with holding down the fort while you're out and about and doing the thing, and it's also a tough pill to swallow because, you know, our job isn't boring. It's pretty fucking awesome, you know?
Yeah,
what I mean? Like,
it is.
We get to drink and make noise for a living, and it's like, you know, to get someone to be like, hey, I'm gonna go party with my friends, you help, just be here and be the responsible one. And,
Yeah.
yeah, it's tough, man. Yeah, it's really, really tough. But I lucked out, man. She's a saint. She's a saint.
Yeah,
I'd say that even if she wasn't here.
She's kicking you under the table.
Yeah.
No, it is
Yeah.
like that is like the interesting thing. It's like, you feel bad, but you don't at the same time, because it's like you're doing the thing that you got to do it. Like, you got to go out and you got to play shows, you got to perform, you got to be gone, and that's a hard thing, when you have 2 kids at home and a wife at home. But when the wife's laying it down at home for you and everything's cool, and you come home and it's like, all right,
Yeah.
this is all good.
Yeah, man. I think that's just it. That's like, we have to kind of feed that thing. It's just like Chris Stapleton's song when he put out the Traveler album. I don't know if you guys heard it or not. But,
Yeah.
when he put out
Great album.
The Devil Named Music. The Devil Named Music was a song that I was like, man, this is a theme song of my life, man. It's just like, it is what it is, but you got to do it, right? You got to feed that beast. I don't know how to.
Genius
I
artist.
don't know what I would do without it.
Yeah. What what are some of like your biggest influences, do you think, as far as songwriting and just music in general goes?
Oh man. I mean, I have so many, dude. Stapleton is definitely one of them, I think, as a songwriter and as a vocalist. I'm like, that guy's just on a different level, But obviously, I didn't grow up listening to him. I only discovered him when I was still on patrol. So it was like, wasn't even that long ago, dude. Obviously I listened to I grew up in the 90s, so all the hat acts of the 90s, dude. Tracy Lawrence and George Strait and Alan Jackson, Clint Black and Tracy Byrd and Mark Chestnut and Reba and the Judds and Shania, like all those
good
when
stuff.
it goes to country music. Yeah, but you guys, again, you've seen the show. So obviously we have a lot of Latin influences. Selena is a big one. Not Selena Gomez either, like the Selena.
Yeah.
No, the good Selena.
For your listeners, man, for people that know. Vicente Fernandez was a big influence of mine. That guy was like the Elvis of mariachi music. He's huge. So much so that George Strait covered one of his songs and sang it entirely in Spanish. It's called El Rey, ELREY, and it's on the Twang record. So if you ever want to hear George Strait singing in Spanish and doing that song in Spanish, it's fucking awesome, dude. So Vicente Fernandez was a big one. And then I listened to a lot of, I grew up in the 90s so all the music of the 90s and early 2000s, man, like all the pop shit I listened to all. I listened to a lot of Creed. I listened to a lot of Boyz II Men. I listened to a lot of Mariah Carey, Brian McKnight, fucking NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, you name it, dude. I did it all. Y'all see me. You see the clothes I wear on stage, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like there, yeah. That's the Backstreet Boys all the way, dude. It's Backstreet Boys all the way.
The 90s and early 2000s was nuts. There was a good 15-year run there where the music was just bangers after bangers. I mean, it's unbelievable. Rock, pop, country, like
it was everyone. It was like a fucking
hip hop,
everything.
Man.
Yeah, it was like the Renaissance. It was crazy. But yeah, man, I just have so many just different influences, and I think we try to make the show that we want to give people a taste of everything, because it's not just me, right? It's the show's very collaborative. Like guys like Izzy, who grew up listening to jazz, or like Elton John, because he loves Elton John. I'm just kidding.
I'm really hoping to hear a Backstreet Boys cover next
playing
weekend.
The fucking congas and shit, dude. He listened to a lot of salsa music and Miami Sound Machine with like Gloria Estefan, Cuban shit. Omar was like he's that guy. He listens to a lot of like a really obscure music, but he's so well versed. Like that guy is just like a freaking like a walking jukebox, dude. You can probably like put a song on and be like, hey, what band is that? And he'll like know what it is. It's absolutely
one of those guys.
It could be just like obscure indie rock and he'll know what it is. It's nuts. So yeah, man, we try to give everybody a little bit of a taste of everything, man. It's really fun to see when people show up to a country music concert and they're like, "Why are we listening to Ricky Martin cover right now?"
No, it's great, man. You guys put on a hell of a show. It's been an absolute blast hanging out and watching you guys and hanging with you guys on this tour. And do any of you other guys got any more for Frank? Otherwise, we'll let you get back to it. You know, it's a school night and you got kids, so we'll let you get back to the family.
My wife's got kids. I ain't got I'm kidding. No, man. I'm good. So whatever y'all want to chat about, you know, I do appreciate you guys taking the time to let me hop on here and chat a little bit. You know, it's cool. And you know, I also hope that it's not the last time we hang out with each other. Once this tour is over, it's going to be like, dang, but.
I got your number. You're screwed now.
Yeah. You guys ever come up to Nashville at all? Y'all ever come up here?
Yeah. We work with a guy named John Lahan. I don't know if you remember the rock band Blackstone Cherry from the early mid 2000s.
I don't know John Lahan. Yeah.
John was the original bass player for the band, and he's been like a mentor, manager type figure for us the last couple of years. And he lives just north of Nashville in Kentucky, so we come down there to link up with him and do that whole deal. So yeah, we're around.
I'll be there October.
Yes. Yeah, just holler at me, dude. Whenever. Yeah, I'm around.
Were you gonna say something, Monty? Or you just,
I was just gonna say I just want to give you a shout out on that song, Somebody Else's Whiskey, because I like songs that are written as like you would think it's, oh man, she's drinking somebody else's whiskey, like a bummer, you know, but when you listen to the words, you're like, oh, sweet, she's drinking somebody else's whiskey on somebody else's tab, you know. I love songs like that.
Well, that song idea originally came from a guy named Frank Rogers, who was my producer. And he was my producer at the time, but he had that title in his phone, and he said it was always intended to be one of those sad bastard songs. And you know, he took it on the writer's retreat and didn't really know what to make of it. And then obviously he got to know me, like you guys know me, and he's just like, dude, your personality is anything but sad bastard. And then we had breakfast, and he went for like a run on the beach and came back, dude. And he's like, I fucking got it. What if it's this? And he sat down and sang like the whole first verse and chorus. And I was like, yeah, well, let's just finish writing the song. You fucking got half of it done already. You know what I mean? We tweaked a few things here and there, but you know, for the most part, it was one of those songs that we cranked it out about 45 minutes, you know, to an hour or something like that. And it was done. But it was wild, man. It was supposed to be one of those sad songs, but it was just like, today it's still one of my favorite songs to fucking play. It's awesome.
That's so cool. I love songwriting stories like that, where it's just you know, maybe gonna be one thing but turns into another, and then it just comes like that, you know, and you bang it out.
Yeah, which is interesting because like Miami, Tennessee, again, it's going to be my next single, and I didn't have anything to do with that song. Sometimes, you know, you get pitched songs out here, and obviously Nashville's chock full of songwriters.
Yeah.
And, you know, everyone's trying to get the next cut and the next big hit and hoping for the next thing, and that's how these guys make their money. You know, these guys and girls make their money. But yeah, this song found its way to me, and I was like, man, it's got exactly what I've been looking for. It's got that good blend, you know, and it
fits you perfectly.
And yeah, so it was one of those songs too. That's the thing too. Is like, I don't necessarily, my name doesn't have to be on it, but when it is, you know, it's obviously me trying to tell a little bit of a story or a little bit more about myself, you know, through my own lane, if you will. But it's pretty crazy. But you guys see, man, my kids and stuff, dude. Like I write a lot of those songs too. You know what I mean? But they rarely make their way into the set because it's hard to get people in fucking. Yeah, they're party, and then you're like, oh, here's a sad daddy-daughter song.
Yeah, it is definitely like an obstacle course, almost trying to put the set list together and figure out where songs like that are going to fit in without completely taking the vibe away. But also, people want to hear those songs sometimes too at the live show, and sometimes you got to pull the energy away just to kick them back in the face again.
That's true, man. And I think we have a spot where we could make that work. Where we do like the cup, like we've been doing we'll do like a Freddie Fender tune, or we did the Something Like That tune. The Tim McGraw song. So that'd be a good time, I think, to be able to kind of flesh it out a little bit. Maybe we'll try that on this run at one of the shows and see if it works.
Right.
If it doesn't, I might. I don't know.
And it is harder, too, when you're a support act. When it's your show, it's easier to get away with stuff like that. And generally, you got a little more time. But when being the support act, it's like, give it all you got and get out of the way kind of deal.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. Which I don't even know which I enjoy more. I love being direct support. When we do our own shows, it does get a little more diverse with that kind of stuff. But I kind of like just getting on, getting off, and being done with it, man. And then get to party with you guys. That's fun.
Yeah. Well, what do you think? I mean, Neil's crew has been. I don't know about your guys' experience, but they've been awesome to us. They've been so easy to work with. It's been unbelievable. Yeah, man. I think it's it's really cool when you team up with guys like that have just been doing it for so long that they know, they've seen everything, they've done everything, man. And I think that's the thing that I respect the most, is that they could be assholes if they wanted to, but there's not a single fucking. They don't have that bone in their body. These guys, they're incredible people, man. They've been super, super nice and accommodating. Even Les, Neil's manager, sent a nice note to my booking agency at WME, and he was just like, "Man, these guys are great," and it's been really cool. So that goes a long way, man, because it makes people want to. You play nice in the sandbox, dude, and making people want to hang out with you, and that's really cool. Yeah, that's what it's all about. It's like I had a mentor tell me one time when I was pretty young, and I was telling him that I wanted to play music, and he's like, I'm sure the the Days of Confused movie. He's just like, all you need to know in the music industry is, are you cool, man? Cool. Are you cool, man? Like, if you're cool and you're respectful and you do your job, like, everybody's gonna help you along the way, because you're not necessarily like being a leech or being whatever. You're just doing what you got to do, and people respect that.
Yeah, man. And this is probably one of the best examples too. You just reached out and said, "Hey, you want to do this thing?" And without even fucking thinking about it, I was like, "Yeah, absolutely, I want to do this." You know what I mean? So it's like, and not to say that I'm above doing stuff like that. It's just like because it was you. If it was somebody else, you might have to fucking dig a little bit and this and that. But because it's you, and we got to know you guys, and we're boys, I was like, dude, not even a question, man. Just say when.
Hang.
Send the link, and I'll have to make sure the mic.
Bring the golf clubs up next weekend.
Oh yeah. You guys golf? You guys all golfers?
Oh yeah,
we're golfers. Well, I don't know if I'd say we're golfers, but
we golf.
We go out to the golf course. With clubs.
The last show's my birthday. I'll be my wish. Bring the golf clubs the next day.
Yeah. Are we playing a course or something like that up there?
No.
Is there a golf course?
I'm sure
there's probably one nearby.
No, but there's about 4 right in any quarter-mile area.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Actually,
think.
Sioux Falls is pretty chock full of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
we got Sioux Falls.
Maybe. We dude, I don't even know.
Put some of the congas away for the golf bags.
Our van, dude, the transmission's all fucked up on it right now.
Oh no.
I don't even know what we're gonna do. We got to figure that out, man. Because
something about
the
this
guys,
tour,
dude, these transmissions are on back order. Like, even if I get it, you won't get it. Like, you won't get here till the 24th, and then I'm like,
swap it in a day.
Not gonna work, So I don't even know how that's gonna work out, man. But yeah, I say all that to say, I don't even know how we're gonna pull the trailer. We might not even show up with a rig, bro. Much less golf clubs. No, I'll have golf clubs. I'll have the clubs.
I guess we'll have to drive the van down and pick you guys up.
Dude, our van. That's because the thing is, our van is is weak sauce, right? It's got the space, but it's not designed like your guys' van fucking designed to pull shit, dude.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
We also had to replace the motor last year on this tour,
On the
so
same
there is
tour.
that.
Yeah, I
Fuel
get it,
pump
man.
this
The
tour.
van we had before this one, we ran it ragged, dude. Probably put 400,000 miles on it.
Oh yeah,
Crazy. But,
testing her out.
But yeah. But so yeah, man, we'll see, dude. Next time you see us, we might be in a different rig. I'm not really sure.
Well,
We won't be
hopefully,
in a bus. I'll tell you that.
I was gonna say a 40-foot diesel, or
Yeah, dude, we did that on radio tour, and just seeing the bill on the bus, I was like, "There's no way!" Like, you know,
man, it's crazy.
like there's just no way, dude. Like it's just too much fucking money.
It is nuts what a bus. I mean, yeah, it's really got to pencil out because it's a lot of money for those wheels to leave the shop.
Yeah, not just that. Yeah, it's like the drivers. You gotta pay for the drivers. They make bank every single day.
Yep.
You know, obviously they have the time limit on them, so no more than 8 hours, and and then they got to stop, and you got to get their rooms, and if you need to call in another driver, if you have to make it there at a certain time, like you have to call in another driver, fly him out to go pick him up at the airport, and get him to drive and pay him and get him a room too. It's just the whole thing, dude. And then send him back home on a plane. It's just before you know it, dude. Like I think for a 12-week run, dude, we probably spent like $500,000.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you could have bought a bus.
For a 12-week run, dude.
That's crazy.
And the bus broke down 5 times. We had to switch buses. And we got it through a leasing company, so they took care of all that, and they pay for the shuttle to pick you up when you're broken down on the side of the road, and and then they haul you out wherever you got to go so you can make your show. But it's such a fucking pain in the ass, dude. Like the worst. So I don't even like the buses, dude. But,
yeah, last year when we were doing this run with Tracy Bird, I think they were in Colorado, and a lot of those older guys own their buses, which means you have to deal with the maintenance. So they were stuck out, I don't remember, somewhere in Colorado. And Tracy Bird, the guy that's on stage with the cowboy hat singing the songs, is laying underneath his bus trying to fix it to get it to the show. It's like, that's what it takes, man. Even when you've sold how many records and sang how many hit songs, you still got to work on your bus on tour.
That's it, man. You gotta go play the songs, right?
That's right.
Get there.
Right on,
But
Frank.
There's also the if you get to the point where you have like that jelly roll money, then you're just like, fuck it, give me 15 buses. I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. And you need that many for all your crew and all the trailers full of gear.
Yeah, my boy Jelly. Yeah, he rolls with a fucking convoy, dude.
You know Jelly or what? You say your boy Jelly? You know Jelly or
dude,
what?
he rolls with a convoy, man. Yeah, we're on the same label.
Oh, right on. Nice.
Yeah, he's on the label. Laney Wilson's on the label. Parmalee, Dustin Lynch, Jason Aldean, and now Blake Shelton.
Cool.
But yeah, we got a lot of folks on there, man. Alexandra Kay, she went super viral on TikTok or something like that, or was on American Idol or something like that. I think she was American Idol. Who else have we got on there, dude? Anyway, we have a shit ton of fucking great artists that are there, man. And then they're like, we need to add a Mexican to this list. Let's get this. We don't want anyone calling us racist. Yeah.
Diversifying, man.
They did, man. I mean, they have everything. I will say that about Broken Bow. I mean, they are just one of the most diverse, forward-thinking labels that are in the game, dude. They're killing it in that regard. They got convicts and cops. You know what I mean? They don't give a shit, man.
And everybody's getting along.
Yeah, if they believe in it and they believe in you, bro, like they'll give you an opportunity, and it's a great team to be a part of. So we'll see, man. Miami, Tennessee drops Friday, and that's it. We'll see if we can make them proud.
Hey, sounds good, man. We appreciate you jumping on with us. We really look forward to catching up with you here next week and playing some shows again. And Yeah, man, it's
Yeah, you
been
guys might
really
have to pick
cool.
us up in
so-
the van. You guys might have to pick us up in the van, dude.
Yeah, hey, it's only like a 24-hour detour, but we'll see if we can make her happen.
Cakewalk, dude.
Lonnie
Cakewalk.
likes driving anyways.
All right, boys. I'm gonna let you go. Head out.
Hey,
to
appreciate
you.
you, Frank. We'll see you soon, buddy.
Here. We'll do Creed.
Absolutely, brother.
Sounds
All right, boys.
good.
Salute.
Peace.
I'm out.
Hey, thanks again for hanging out with us. It's Frank Ray. If you're listening to us, the song is probably already out. Miami and Tennessee. It's Frank's awesome. So definitely check out his tunes, and if you can, check out a live show, because I was gonna tell him this and forgot, but like his live show, like
Mucho different.
totally brings the songs to life.
Mucho
you know,
different.
like I liked his music, but I was kind of like, yeah, you know. And then we see him live, and it's like, whoa, band's badass, and
He does
really
the Backstreet Boys spins.
so yeah, we are out on the road for a couple more shows with Frank and Neil McCoy, and then we got a bunch of dates that we'll be getting up on our website for the summer, and we're gonna go rock out some tunes. So stick around for the music. We love y'all. What's up, guys? Thanks for checking out the podcast. Make sure you hit like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. We appreciate you hanging out with us. We're going to jam some tunes that we've been playing on the Country Fest tour with Neil McCoy and Frank Ray. Check them out. southbound breeze somewhere between heaven and the tall pine trees. Ah, Linda, I'm missing you. There's a guitar playing through the night. I'm feeling pretty good, yeah, I'm feeling alright. Good as one for the price of two. It's been a long time gone since the truth's been told, and I've seen a mind. Wicked is low. Come on, save my soul with a bar guitar and a honky tonk crowd. Buy me a ticket, Lord, put me on a train. No matter how I go, I'll even walk through the rain. Southland, I'm missing you. Well, the sky's high and the moon is low. I found some country tunes playing on the radio, and I know that I'm there. Lord, I know I'm there. It's been a long time gone since the truth's been told, and I've seen a mile. Wicked is low. Come on, save my soul with a bar guitar and a honky tonk crowd. It's been a long time gone since the truth's been told, and I've seen a mile. Oh, hey, cut is low. Come on, save my soul with a bar guitar and a honky tonk crowd. With a bar guitar and a honky tonk crowd. Woo! All right, all right, all right. How about some Coors Light? Hey, that was a couple covers, some Blackberry Smoke, Whiskey Myers, you know, all the good shit. We're gonna do a brand new original tune. Never heard before, unless you've came to one of our recent live shows, then you've maybe heard it, but we're gonna play it here right now anyways, because we want to. This one's called Heaven's Side of Hell. Take it away, Monty Ray. off like a freight train running. I'm about to unwind. This could be my time coming. Well, am I wrong or am I right? Can't you see I'm losing all out of spite? Am I gone? It's too hard to tell. I'm walking on the heaven side of hell. Well, am I wrong or am I right? Can't you see I'm losing all out of spite? Am I gone? It's too hard to tell. I'm walking on the heaven side of hell. Heaven side of hell, baby. That's a new one coming to y'all very soon. Little beer drinking, huh? Little beer drinking tune. A little beer drinking tune for ya. Monty Ray's gonna sing you one. I've had a largemouth bass buzz my line, a couple beautiful girls tell me goodbye. Trucks break down, dogs run off, politicians lie, been fired by the boss. It takes one hand, count the things I can count on. There ain't much man that ain't never let me down. Long neck, ice cold beer never broke my heart. Like a diamond rings and football teams are torn this boy apart. Like a neon dream, it just dawned on me. The bars in this guitar. Long neck, ice cold beer never broke my heart. She was a Carolina blue jean baby, fire in her eyes that drove me crazy. It was red tail lights when she left town. If I didn't know then, I sure know now. Long neck, ice cold beer never broke my heart. Like a diamond rings and football teams are torn this boy apart. Like a neon dream, it just dawned on me. The bars in this guitar. Long neck, ice cold beer never broke my heart. Count the things I can count on. I got one hand that's gripping down on a cold one. Put them drinks up in the air now. As long neck, ice cold beer never broke my heart. Like a diamond rings and football teams are torn this boy
done jacked it up. Party all night from South Carolina. Bad mama jammer from down in Alabama. She's a raging Cajun lunatic from Brunswick, juicy Georgia peach with a thick southern jaw, sexy sweet walk, brother. She's all country, from a cowboy boots to her down home roots. She's country, from a song she plays to the prayer she prays. That's the way she was born and raised. Ain't afraid to stay country, brother. She's country. She's a hell-raising sugar when the sun goes down. Mama taught her how to rip off the town. Honey dripping honey from a holler in Kentucky. Got you flipping, kinda tripping like a Mississippi movie. She's a king.